Hey guys, I just wanted to pop on here today um, to give some book recommendations and just to kind of talk about what today is. And I feel like it's really important to vocalize and acknowledge the importance of today. Today, Monday, January 27th, is Holocaust Remembrance Day. On this day, in 1945, during World War II, Soviet soldiers came and liberated Auschwitz, a concentration and extermination camp from the Nazis. I don't know if I can say that. I'm going to bleep that out. Um, During World War II. And I just feel like, with how everybody's feeling and everything going on, that it's an important time to remember what happened in history because, I mean, that's why we learned history. That's why we keep learning history. That's why everyone is so stresses so much about us learning history is so we don't repeat it. And if we don't learn and we don't talk about it, we are doomed to repeat it. And these are some books. Not all of them are fiction. Not all of them are nonfiction. Some of these are based on true stories. Um, but I just wanted to share some of my favorites. No, they're not fun to read. They're hard reads, but that's the point. You're supposed to feel something when you read about a topic that is so heavy, such as the Holocaust. Um, the first one that I'm going to recommend is The Zookeeper's Wife by Diane Ackerman. And this is about Polish zookeepers, and their zoo was bombed, and they managed to save over 300 people by hiding them and taking them as refugees in animal cages and putting them on their animal trains and get them out of the country during World War II. And it's based on a true story, and it is a really good book. Um, Another really good book, I mean, most of us have read this in school, but The Diary of a Young Girl, Anne Frank. I know in some states this book is banned to read in schools now, which I find completely ludicrous. Yeah, it's not comfortable to read about, but we need to read about it. Do you think she was comfortable in the situation that she was placed in? Absolutely not. So we can buck up and read a book about awful events that are true and that happened to these poor people in order to keep it from happening again. But Diary of Anne Frank, another really good one. The Tattooist of Auschwitz. It's based on a true story, and the story, some of the story is supplemented of what they think would happen, that had happened, and it was so good. I cried when I read this book, and it just breaks your heart. I mean, if it doesn't, then you have no soul. Straight up, like, not beating around the bush on that one. But The Tattooist of Auschwitz, another really good book. Um, Another book by the same author, and it's called Silka's Journey, and it's another same idea, a girl in a concentration camp and how she survived. And although I did love Tattooist of Auschwitz more, it was still a very, very phenomenal book, phenomenally written, makes you feel all the feels. And the one, well, technically this is three books in one, um, but Night by Eli Wessel, this is true. He survived during World War II. He survived the concentration camps, and he writes his story about what he saw, what he experienced, what he endured. Night, I mean, they're all phenomenal books. The way he writes his incredibly traumatic experience and is able to put it to paper so other people can truly know what had happened is amazing. And he went through so much and came out of it and still was able to live such a fulfilling and happy life after everything that had happened to him. I think it just goes to show that people are a lot more resilient than we give ourselves credit for. But regardless, we shouldn't have to deal with this kind of stuff. Um, but I definitely think this is a book that everyone should read. All three of them, but specifically Night. Um, all of these books really are books that we should all read. We need to keep ourselves informed. We need to keep ourselves reminded of the past so we don't repeat ourselves in the future, and treat everybody, regardless if you agree with them, regardless if you like them. It doesn't matter. Treat people with love and respect, because the world needs a lot more of that right now. But in honor of Holocaust Remembrance Day, these are some of my book recommendations on a few books that made an impact throughout my life. I've read these books at different stages during my life, um, a few of them being high school and as an adult, and I just think it really puts a lot of things into perspective and is a good reminder for everyone. But I hope everyone has a great day. And if you read these book recommendations, let me know. Let me know how they've impacted you, because I know each and every one of those books have impacted me. And I hope and pray every day that we have a better tomorrow. Have a good day, guys.